Thanks, John. I understand that you're saying some of these documents might have been altered, but is it your assessment that at least some of them are authentic?
We know that some of them have been doctored. I won't speak to the validity of all the documents, the ones that you know that don't immediately appear to be doctored. We're still working through the validity of all the documents that we know are out there. The Department of Defense has stood up an interagency effort to try to look at the national security implications, which includes taking a look at these documents to determine whether they're actually valid or not. And I'm just not in a position to speak to that work, which is ongoing.
You're assuming some are valid at this point.
We're saying we cannot speak to the veracity and the validity of any of those documents at this point. We're studying that. DOD is leading an effort to study that, to figure that out.
Can you lay out what the consequences will be for the people or the person responsible for the leaks of these classified information? And secondly, have you been able to gauge what their motive is just based on how they've released this information?
The answer to both questions is no, I can't. There's a Justice Department investigation going on right now, a criminal investigation. I'm certainly not going to say anything that would prejudice that. And that work is just starting. So we don't know who's behind this. We don't know what the motive is, and I think I can't remember who asked before, but we don't know what else might be out there. So we've got to let the Department of Defense run their process with the interagency and taking a look at the national security implications of it, and we got to let the Justice Department be able to pursue their investigation again completely unfettered and let the facts and the evidence take them where they may, and we'll deal with it on the back end.
What's your message to them or anybody else who's considering leaking information?
This is, again, without confirming the validity of the documents, this is information that has no business in the public domain. It has no business, if you don't mind me saying, on the pages of front pages of newspapers or on television. It is not intended for public consumption, and it should not be out there. What we're going to try to do is do the best we can to figure out how this happened. And again, the Justice Department will take it from a criminal investigative procedure. And if the Defense Department has to change processes, you know, they'll do that. But I think every American can understand, at least I would hope every American can understand, that in order to protect this country every day the way we do, one of the things we have to protect is information. Not only the information itself, but the manner in which we glean that information. And so I think you can understand why everybody is taking this particular set of disclosures very, very seriously.
I don't think that you would be telling us that this information has no business being publicly shared if you weren't prepared to confirm the authenticity of it. If they were completely spurious documents, I think you would say so, and you wouldn't be very concerned about it.
I didn't say they were spurious documents. I said we're still determining the validity of them. They certainly appear to be directly related to national security concerns and intelligence. That's pretty obvious.
Is there a gap between the number of documents that have turned up online and the number of documents that you know to have been compromised?
I'm not going to get into a process, James. The Department of Defense has taken a look here at the national security implications of what has been out there to date. And they're doing the forensics. I'm not going to get into that process.
Last on the documents before we hit Taiwan.
Can't wait.
Because you tell us that you simply don't know what's coming next. Is the U.S. government effectively in the position of crouching and waiting for the next bombshell to hit on Telegram or Twitter? You're in a position where you simply don't know how long this is going to go on or how many documents are going to be published?
We don't know what's out there, James. We don't know who's responsible for this, and we don't know if they have more that they intend to post. So we're watching this and monitoring it as best we can. But the truth and the honest answer to your question is we don't know. And is that a matter of concern to us? You're darn right it is.